Hey everyone, how's it going? So today's video is going to be all about how to save money when you're in college or university. So I make a lot of general organization videos, but this one is going to be specifically for college and university students, although some of these tips could be applied to just your everyday high school student or middle school student as well. So don't click off if you are, in school but you're not in college or university, because there's still some great tips that you could probably use yourself. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing, and probably the best money saver when going to college or university, is buying used textbooks. So a lot of people fall into the trap that, they go to their class, the professor tells them what book they need, and they go to the bookstore on their campus and they pay, $200 or even more for one textbook. And that can really be where you lose a lot of money that you don't really need to be losing. So my tips with buying used textbooks: what you really should do is obviously don't buy your books before you go to class. I think everybody suggests that. So go to your class, figure out what book you need, because often they just change the edition for the next year or for the previous year. So really, there's not much difference between, say, the 7th and the 8th edition of a textbook. So why would you pay $200 for the brand new 8th edition in the bookstore when you can get the 7th edition that probably just has the cover changed and a few practice problems added to the book for, $50 or $60. So you really have to weigh out your options. Definitely find, I know my school, there's a lot of Facebook groups for used books, and you can also go on, eBay and things like that, and Amazon as well, and all those other sites. Just kind of look around and try to find your best deal. And also you have to weigh out the consideration of access codes and online textbooks and things like that. Oftentimes with a textbook, it's required for that class that there's an online component, and if you buy the textbook brand new, you get an access code to go online and do your assignments and things like that and register for the course. So, if that's going to be $60 and there's and somebody's selling the book used for $120, there you've just spent $180, $60 for the access code, $120 for the used book. There you spent $180 on, preparing for that class, whereas maybe you could go to the bookstore and get both in one package for $160. So you really have to, weigh out your options there as well. So my next tip is to find alternate transportation methods. So, maybe you are in college or university and you have your own car, maybe you don't, but there's a lot of other ways that you can get around town or around campus and, save a lot of money, because if you have to be buying gas all the time for your car, that can easily add up. So usually universities and colleges, they have a city bus or a campus bus system or something like that that kind of takes you around town and back to the university and things like that. I know at my school that's how it works. So just right outside, right on kind of the edge of the campus all the way along, there's a bunch of bus stops, and you just show your student ID and you get to ride the bus for free. So instead of wasting money, to go downtown to a store or to go out with your friends or something for dinner, maybe just show your IDs and take the bus instead of wasting your gas and then having to buy more. So my next tip is to choose the right meal plan for you. So maybe you're staying on dorm and you are required to have a meal plan and eat in the meal hall or the cafeteria. Maybe you're in your own apartment and have to cook for yourself, or maybe you're in a dorm that has everything, like a stove and things, but maybe you would want to opt in for a meal plan. Instead of buying your own groceries, you just kind of have to weigh out your options there, like how much money is this meal plan? Am I going to get my money's worth? Could I be buying my own groceries and making food for less money than obviously on the meal plan? And things like that. So you also have to consider if you're going to actually eat at the meal hall, if you're getting a meal plan, because you can waste a lot of money that way. If you have a meal plan, make sure that you use it if you're going to pay $3,000 or $4,000 a semester to eat at the meal hall. You want to make sure that you're going there and you're getting your money's worth. You know, you don't want to be going out to fast food places or restaurants, you know, 3 or 4 times a week, because then you're just spending money on top of the money you've already paid for your meal plan. So you kind of have to think of that as well. I know, like, it's all right to go out, you know, once or twice a week, but make sure that you're actually getting your money's worth out of that meal plan that you paid so much for. So my next tip is to organize your spending and keep track of your receipts and how much you're spending and what goes in and what goes out and everything like that. So obviously the easiest way to do that is keep your receipts, maybe set up a little spreadsheet to track your expenses and things like that. You know, you'd be surprised at the end of the month when you look back on what you've spent your money on, how much you can cut back, what things you can totally cut out, and things like that. So definitely keeping track of what you're spending can really help improve on your saving skills. So along with keeping track of your money and everything like that, another tip is to set up a student checking or savings account for your money at your bank. Usually with student accounts, you don't have any fees. There's unlimited transactions. There's no fees for transfers and things like that. No ATM fees. And you know, it'll save you a lot of money. If you're gonna be charged a fee, you know, like a $3 fee every time you use your debit card or something like that, you're gonna waste a lot of your money. So definitely go ahead and check out your bank to see if they have any student rates or student accounts that you can sign up for. So my next tip is to just be creative with your time. You don't always have to be, you know, going out. If you're of age, you don't always have to be going to bars. You don't always have to be drinking. You know, and if you're not, you don't always have to be eating out. You don't have to be shopping all the time. There's a lot of things that you can do around campus and with your friends that are inexpensive, you know, just hanging out in your dorm room, you know, watching like some movies on Netflix, or, you know, just hanging out, reading books, things like that. You know, you don't always have to be out spending money. You can be, you know, on campus. There's a lot of free activities that you can do probably at your campus. I know there is at mine. As long as you're a student there, you get like a free gym membership. You can go swimming at the pool. There's a bunch of things like that that you can do around campus. Play hockey here in Canada. That's a big thing. So we have rinks on our campus and things like that. So there is ways that you can, you know, manage your time, and you don't always have to be going out and spending money, and it can really help you save. So my next tip is to simply find a job. So, you know, for some people this might not be practical. You know, maybe you are from a completely different state or a completely different country or something like that, and you know, you can't really get a job because you're just going to be leaving in a few months anyways when school's over, and employers don't really want that. So it may not be beneficial for you to do that, but there are a lot of campus jobs that students can apply for. So you can apply at the library, you can work there, you can work at the recreational center on campus. A lot of campuses have little cafes and things like that you can, you know, serve coffee at and things like that. So definitely finding a job. I do have a little part-time job that I've had for a couple years now, that I do come home every second weekend to work at, just to, you know, have some spending money and still be able to save a little bit and things like that. So you don't want to be completely broke in college. It's not fun. You do want to have a little bit of freedom with your money and be able to have a good time. And if some of you are YouTubers and interested in video making and things like that, YouTube can also be, you know, a part-time job for you when you're in college. It's, you know, it's a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of time, but you can, you know, become successful with it. So, you know, once you're a YouTube partner, you can start advertising on your videos and making money. So in addition to my part-time job that I do on the weekends, I also, you know, have that as well. I have the YouTube thing that also helps with spending money and things like that. So my last tip is to apply for scholarships. So this is something that, I kind of regret doing in high school. I kind of regret not applying for more scholarships than I did. I only applied for a few. I didn't apply for others because there were certain restrictions, like required financial aid, and I didn't require financial aid. So a lot of them there, get knocked off the list, and others, they were for like sports scholarships and things like that, and I wasn't involved in sports. But, there were a few that I probably could have applied for and didn't. And with scholarships, the thing is, if nobody else applies, even if you don't fit the requirements, they have to give it to somebody. So maybe, like, for me, for instance, I didn't require financial aid, but if I would have applied for all those scholarships that did require financial aid and nobody else applied for them, then they would probably just give it to me because I was the only one that applied. So, you have to look at that as well. So just my advice to you is to apply for everything that you can. Even if you don't think that you fit the requirements, just try anyways. It doesn't hurt to try. And that's probably my biggest regret, and is not applying for more. So thanks for watching this video. I hope that you found some of these tips helpful. I hope that you can start, your saving and having more money and more freedom to do things when you're in college, and not be a broke college student that, has to just not do anything because they don't have any money. So, like I said, I hope you found this useful. Leave me some suggestions in the comments below for future video ideas and things like that. So, once again, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.